Hey, how's it going, America? Welcome to Ride or Die, America's most dangerous and provocative vlogging series, because we do it while we're driving on the fucking road, baby. Nothing stops me from creating content. Nothing! Man, spent the past week or so traveling, driving a little bit further south than I'm accustomed to. Maybe you could say even maybe comfortable with, there's still some I don't know how to describe it. There's still pockets of this country where it is like nothing. There's nothing there. Forgotten places, and they're all like surrounding like these centralized hubs, like these giant corporatized land masses, these strips, these roads, these really long like strips of a highway, and on either side of them it's just like every fucking corporate entity you could possibly think of, from like, they even have like, we'll have like an Office Max or something. That's where you find those kind of things, and these I don't know, these corporate utopias. Everything you need is there, and everybody lives in houses off of those roads behind all this stuff. It's very weird. It's kind of an interesting dynamic. For the sake of convenience, you're like, okay, I get it. Sure, I can understand why people might want to live in an area like this or live like this, but it gives me such fucking anxiety. Like, I've gotten used to kind of the smaller town. Like, this is where the town I live in. It's kind of a nice balance of stuff, of kind of like neighborhoods, but we still have stores, we still have grocery stores, a few clothing stores, a couple restaurants, some of them corporate, some of them, private, small, privately owned ones, small businesses. And maintains that quaintness to it. It doesn't have like that nightmare vibe that I kind of feel when I go to places like that are just a mess, like somebody just fucking vomited, and then you have the engineers trying to figure out how to make highways to get everybody to fucking each place without fucking everything up. Like, it just stresses me the fuck out. I don't like it. I don't like being around it. I don't know what's happened to me. I guess I have just acclimated to small town living. Now, I kind of grew up in a rural area. I only lived in like a major metropolitan city for a couple years here and there in my life. I didn't fucking like it. I didn't like it. It's just not my bag, People, they like to live in places like that. Oh, the culture, the scene. Especially, like the artsy-fartsy types, artist types. It's like, Jesus Christ, do you not understand how these things work? Like, you could, like, especially nowadays, more speaking for people of my generation, generations before me, they had to kind of go to places like that for access. You couldn't just go out and be a filmmaker and bumfuck wherever. You couldn't just go be a playwright and bumfuck wherever. You couldn't put on a stage production. Well, you could, but if you wanted to try to actually get in the scene, there wasn't really much you could do other than just go to the places. Go to New York, even Baltimore. Ooh, gross city, disgusting city. But places like that, you would have to go there to, be able to do anything. Not so much anymore. So when people still make that same argument to me, I'm like, what are you talking about? It's fucking current year. You have so many tools available to you to be able to create, to participate in culture, whatever you want to call it. You don't need that other bullshit. You don't need it anymore. People need to spread the fuck out. Stop setting up the world to be a fucking dystopia because you're a fucking narcissist. Spread out. Go live in the country and go and fucking make your weird art pieces. You don't need to be all fucking jammed into a city anymore. It's just not necessary. Now, granted, double-edged sword. Do I want these fucking types of people moving into my neighborhood where me and my family live? Maybe not. They tend to bring their bad value systems, or whatever you want to call it. They tend to bring that shit with them, right? They bring that shit with them. And then they slowly erode and change the paradigm of where you live. Think about what's happening in Texas right now, right? Mass exodus from California. All of these people moving to fucking Texas. The Joe Rogan Caravan has begun. They're going to ruin that fucking place. I mean, Texas is already starting to lean a certain direction because of Austin and because of, the art community there. Do you think these people are going to, they're fleeing California for systems and because of people that they all voted in? They all vote for this shit. Do you think they're going to change their minds about that when they move to Texas? No. Things are going to settle down in a couple of years, and they're going to go right back to being the same kind of fucking, virtue signaling morons that don't think at all about the policies and the things they vote for. They don't think it's it's like an abstraction to them. They don't even think about it at all. And as they are fucking the little guy, they're fucking the poor people in these states that they go to. They erode everything. They ruin everything. It's fucking madness, dude. It's fucking madness. Stay out of my fucking town. That's all I'm saying. Do your shit on the internet. Move to somewhere else. I don't know. Stay out of my town, though. But, I don't know. I think people should, start thinking about expansion. Western expansion, Just start going into the middle of the country. I think I'm becoming an anarchist. I think I'm becoming like one of these. I'm going to become like an anarchist farmer in the next 10 years. I just want to find something where I can kind of bust a good nut, make a little nest egg, get a couple $1,000,000, and then just go off into a fucking mountain somewhere. And just live the rest of my days. That's my goal, honestly. I don't know, doing this kind of shit, this stupid internet shit, it's not not an obvious pathway to it. Probably not going to happen. But if it were, I'd do it for a couple years. I would fucking bank it, and then I'd bounce. I'd be fucking gone. You'd hear from me once a year. I'd do some sort of Christmas thing because I love Christmas so much. I really do, actually. But yeah, I don't know where the fuck that came from. I had a different thought in my head about what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about buying condoms. I guess we'll save that for next time. All right, go fuck yourself.